So the dataset I've shared with you contains these 4 files: customer details file, sales file, and starter workbook. So I'll open the starter workbook. And in the starter workbook, I created 3 challenges for you. And you can see we are basically having those 2 tables, right? One is customer details table and sales table. So it's going to look something like this, where we have customer number, customer name, gender, and customer state, which is like customer details in. And in sales table, we have like sales details. When the order placed, who is the customer, place that order, and who is the salesperson, and what's the amount of that, right? So yeah, our first challenge is to get the complete complete details, customer details and sales details from these 2 tables. That means we basically need to join these 2 tables and have it as a single table in this tab. Do let me know once you're ready with this workbook.
Yeah, workbook.
All right, so what we'll do, we'll take few minutes for you to complete this challenge, and later I'll walk you through the solution. Will that be okay?
Just one question, Akhil, is this a customer details image?
Yes, it is basically an image. In that folder that I've shared with you is having this actual table. So this is the table, customer details table, and this is sales table. Do let me know once you're done with it.
Okay. We're just connecting to the other sheets.
Okay, sure. Yeah. No.
Akhil, I've connected to sheet 1 and like with the same approach, like get data from file data tab.
Yes.
Uh, how do we open both the files to join them? I'm able to open only one of them at a time.
Okay. Once you connect to that, just go to transform and do the transformation for that table, and
Okay.
then later click load to close and load to and make it as a connection view, and
Okay.
repeat the same process for second table as well. Once we connect both of them to this file, we can go into the get data combined queries. Those are like basically our two queries that we have created, and we basically need to merge them.
So I loaded both of them, like I just said create connection. So
Okay.
on the right side I see a queries and connections box which basically displays those two sheets.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay, I guess from here we merged both of them, is it?
Correct. Yeah. We basically connected those two sheets with our Excel file. Now we want to perform a join operation on that. So to do that, please go into get data, and then you will be seeing a merge option in combined queries.
Got it.
Alright, so let me connect it for first of the sheet. So I'll go into get file and workbook. I'll connect it customer table, import. Alright, so this one requires a bit of transformation, so I'll click on transform data. Now if you see here, we are basically having headers in as a first record, right? So to make it back into headers, we'll go into transform. So you see option use first words or headers, right? You click on that. That basically turns it as back into headers. Now just rename this as customer detail. Okay, now I'll go into file, close and load to. Let's just have it as a connection element. Click OK. Now we got customer details table connected to this workbook. Let's do the same process for sales table as well. Sales details import. Okay, this one don't require any transformation, so I'll just directly come here and load from here itself. I'll make this as connection only. Although for the sake of convenience, I'll rename it. Right click, rename. Alright, now we've connected our both these tables with this workbook. Now our task is to combine them. So I'll get data, combine queries, merge query. So I'll select customer table, sales table. These are the two connections that we had. So on which field we basically want to join them, customer number. And we basically want all our sales records, right? So I'll make it right join so that we get all our sales record, and from here we're going to get our customer details. Click OK. Okay, we'll just expand the sales table. Okay, and expand that. I don't want customer number because it's already available on here. Click OK. And I'll change this challenge 1, and I'll click close and load to. Where I want to load this one, I want to load it as a table into the existing workbook over here. Click OK. Any doubts as of now? Awesome. So can we proceed to our next challenge? Okay. So all right, I'll just bring in the finished workbook to demonstrate this challenge. So in this challenge, what we want to have, you basically want to control our, details, records. So if you see, this is the same records that we have over here, but we want to have a parameter that flowing in from this tab. So if I select male or female, only those records need to be shown up. So let's say if I select female and I'll refresh this refresh. Now if you see, only female records is coming, right? If I select male and if I refresh this, now male records has been up. So we are basically passing a parameter from this tab into this query, into the query that we created, and getting those only selected records. All right. So if you want to give it a shot, just take a few minutes and then let me explain that.
Akhil, one quick question. I know it's a simple one, but when I from the query editor, when I load date after the necessary transformation, it's coming up in a new sheet for me. Like, is there a way or something that I can do that to place the result of the query editor in a certain place of the sheet?
Yes, when you click on close and load to, right? So it basically asks you how you want to place the data.
Okay.
There we can select table, and then in the next pane we'll be asking an option where you want to place the table into a new sheet or into an existing sheet. You just need to select existing sheet and then give a reference where do you want to have the table.
Okay.
If we just click close and load, that basically brings us as a new
sheet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so I'll explain challenge 2. Challenge 3 is also a bit similar, but we've got another field which is all. So we'll start with challenge 2 if everyone's ready with challenge 1, because we'll be using the challenge 1 results to complete this challenge 2.
Is it using that advanced filter for challenge 2?
Yes. No, not really using advanced filter. We will be performing this filter action in Power Query itself.
Okay.
Okay, so first thing, we first connect this particular table to our Power Query. So to do that, I'll click on this table, and you will be seeing an option from table, right? So I'll click on that. Now we connected this. So now what I'll do, I'll add a index column from 1. I'll tell you why we are using index column. For time being, just believe we need to have index column. Okay. Now, if you see, this is our parameter which is going to be flowing into this Power Query from our sheet, right? And I'll go into file. So after connecting it, I've added index column. Now I'm going into file, close and load to. Now here, I just want to have it as a connection alone. Okay, now I click OK. I'll rename this challenge to selector. All right, so now I'll come to this first challenge records. This is like complete data, right? Without any filters in. So we want to have this particular table acting as a filter on this table to on gender field, right? So to do that, what I'll do, I'll edit this challenge 1. Edit the challenge 1, and I'll add an index column from 1. Okay, and I'll pick file, close and load. Now I'll come here. So remember, we've added index column for challenge 2 selector and challenge 1 selected. That basically serves as our join between these two tables. Later we can use that particular this field as a filter after merging these two tables in. Now I'll come here, get data, combine queries, merge queries. I'll select the challenge 1 output and challenge 2 selector, and my joining field will be index. Left join, and click OK. I'll expand this. I'll select only gender field. Now you see what happened. We basically got our parameter in first row because they are having index 1. So index matches only for this first row. So we had that. What I'll do, I'll right click on this. I'll go to fill down. All right. Now we got a parameter in all the records. I'll come here, add column. I'll create a conditional column. So what is a conditional column? So just rename this as conditional. So condition would be if this gender, the gender in this table is equal to this particular select gender field, right? Then we want to have those records. So I'll say value, select a column, and see this one. If those two are equal, then give it as 1, else as 0. So if you see condition, so the gender column in challenge 1 output, if that is equal to our parameter column, then give me 1, else 0. I'll click OK. Awesome. So if you look into this, so first 3 obviously males, so it's going to be 0 for the first 3 and next to 1 and so on. So you can see that 0, 0, 1. Now what we want to have, only the records having 1, right? I'll come here, I'll select 1. Now we are able to see only the female records. If it turns to male, then all these female records will be going to 0 and all the male records will be turning to 1, and we'll be seeing male records. Once this is done, we no longer require these helper columns. I'll remove them. Remove. Even index is also not required for this.
Akhil, when we are removing them, is it like we are hiding them or?
No, we are completely deleting them.
But any other columns that were built on the top of these columns, would their functionality be affected if we remove this? Or?
No. If you can see the steps, so if you see add custom column, for that we basically have those columns available. And in next step, what we did, so we've sort of filtered the rows, and later we deleted those columns. So it's going to perform in the same order that we created.
Okay.
But now I'll go here. I'll click close and load to. So I want to have it as a table. Where I want to have an existing field 20. I'll click OK. So I'll just rename this merge 1. Challenge 2. Right. So if I change this to male, and if I refresh this, okay, it's another page. It's refreshing. So we can see the male records. And similarly, if I just change the female, and if I refresh that, refresh, I see female records in. Right, so challenge 3 also a bit similar. We've added a new field, says all. When we select all the records need to be shown up. When we select male, only male records, and when we select female, only female records need to be shown up. So yeah, you can directly try challenge 3. So any doubt as of now in challenge 2?
No, all good from my side.
I'll open this query for reference. So steps you can see from here. First we expanded the image selection table. Then we filled down those records. Then we've added a custom conditional column. And then we filtered those rows, and later we deleted all our helper columns. Do let me know if you're facing any issue or stuck in between. Alright, so in the interest of time, let me reveal the solution to you. So what's this? So for this one, same procedure. We'll connect this particular table. So obviously, we'll be requiring index column. So I'll click index from 1. We'll click close and load 2, and we'll have it as a connection only. And rename that. Change the selector. Right now, what we want to basically do, you basically want to merge them. So get file, merge queries. So challenge one output, and the selector, merge based on indexes, left join, click OK. Just rename this as challenge 3. I'll expand them. Go on to the selection there. Same approach, we're going to fill this down to have it in all the records. Adding conditional column. So what would your first condition? So here we were having actually all female and male. When it is all, we basically want to have all the records, right? So I'll say this one. When this is equal to all, then output need to be 1. We click add clause. Else if there isn't all, then look for the fields gender and make sure gender is equal to the select gender that you selected. If those two are equal, then give me 1 or else 0. So what is our condition? When the selector, the parameter that you pass in is all, then give output 1 for all the records. In that way we can get the complete records, right? If that is not all, that means that's containing either male or female, then we will be looking for the gender in the table and the selector that we pass in. If both are equal, then 1, else 0. Is this logic clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now then later I will just filter them only for records 1, and I'll remove all this helper columns. Come here, file, close and load 2, table into existing worksheet here, click OK. Right now we are looking at the female records. Change this to all, refresh this query. Now we'll see all the records, right? If I select male and I'll refresh this query, only male records are showing you. So this is all I planned for today. Any doubts?
Akhil, one quick question: is there a way like for us? Just I'm thinking in terms of like the end user. Let's say if we have the toggle between male and female like filter that we have, and is there a way for us to automate the refresh instead of that going there and right clicking?
Yes. Yeah, we can do that. We can actually record a macro, and we can assign that macro to this particular cell. Whenever the cell changes, automatically refresh can happen. We can do that using it.
Okay, got it.